Hello, welcome to Viva Barca and welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to discuss on some interesting update for FC Barcelona. We are going to begin with Oriol Romeo as Barcelona are more than satisfied with the summer signing despite limited playing time. We are going to discuss on that as we move ahead. Secondly, talking on this transfer report, claiming that Barca have initiated contact for this 19-year-old Brazilian winger, of course, who is shining now in La Liga, specifically in Girona, by name Savinho. We are going to discuss more on that. So as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're just coming across the channel for the very first time, you are so much welcome. Consider liking the video and please watch right up to the very end. Not much was expected from Oriol Romeo when he joined Barcelona from Girona for a nominal fee of 3.4 million euros last summer. As a result, the former Chelsea and Southampton midfielder excelled to the extent that he started 7 of Barcelona's first 8 games. Over the past few weeks, however, there has been a decline in his presence, and his numbers have now been confined to just 4 stats in the last 8 games. Despite these numbers, though, Mundo Deportivo has learned that Barcelona's position has not changed with regards to the midfielder. The aforementioned outlet claims that Romeo continues to fulfill the expectations set by the club's technical staff, who regard him as an absolute professional rooted in the Barca DNA. As a result, the player's personality remains determined, as sources from within Barcelona affirm his continued commitment. So the question remains, why is he not playing? The team's dynamics, influenced by game circumstances and outcomes, have forced Xavi to introduce a different, yet simply strategy. This has even led to tactical adjustments such as the decision to reposition Cancelo from right back to the left wing. Furthermore, the midfield has transformed with the inclusion of Ilkay Gundogan and the return of Frankie de Jong and Pedri. It's not to say that Romeo has been perfect. The midfielder has had occasional mishaps during the season, but he has consistently fulfilled his role as a midfielder. The veteran summer signing has seamlessly delivered everything Xavi has demanded of him, earning praise from the technical staff. As such, the coaching staff has had no complaints, mostly because Romeo exhibits extreme professionalism in training and characterizes himself in the locker room through his strong personality and strong commitment. As for the midfielder himself, he is fully aware of the challenges associated with earning a spot in the starting 11, and he is ready to serve whenever Xavi asks for his services. And this means he has had no thought of seeking a change of scenery during this winter transfer window. Of course, Oriol Romeo, who was a surprise, I'll call it a surprise purchase to Barca, to be honest, because we're not expecting him to come. But of course, it all happened just because Barca couldn't get their top choices that past summer. Romeo started the season quite well. Xavi started him in all the games. I think the first 8 matches of La Liga, Romeo was a starter. But what have now happened from then henceforth? He has not been performing well again, and we have seen him bench most of the times. He has hardly been a starter. And of course, many people had doubt about the fact that will this guy be able to last for long to be a starter? Xavi Hernandez have seen it himself. There have been a lot of costly mistakes he has made in the past, and it doesn't surprise me. I don't think it surprises many people out there, many coolers, that this guy is not a starter any longer. We have seen Xavi mostly lining up midfield with the form of Pedri, Gundogan, and Frankie de Jong. Of course, those are the 3 top choices that anybody can expect Xavi to begin with. Romeo is a DM, yes, that's the only natural DM we have. And I think Xavi Hernandez has now seen a way that he can play without this natural DM. Of course, Gundogan can play the DM, and we have seen Gundogan playing that position in the recent games that Xavi has lined up his midfield trio. So this report is just trying to emphasize that despite Oriol Romeo not being starting games and not playing as much as he would have loved to, or as much as he did when the season started, Xavi Hernandez and his coaching staff are still confident about having him in the squad, and they also acknowledge his importance, you know, and of course the player is also reportedly still happy with the fact that he's part of the team. I mean, he himself never knew that he would play for Barca, but when Barca went for him, being the fifth choice or sixth choice in the wish list of Xavi, he had to accept. He's a Barca. In fact, he's a former La Masia man himself. He knows the club somehow inside out. He has been there, and of course, he's happy with the fact that he's part of the squad. So normally, having him is a great thing, but come on, we know he has been having some issues in terms of ball recoveries. He has not been that great. He's not a player that you can say you rely on big games. So it's just the fact that he is there and he's there to be called upon whenever needed. Then on to the next story of discussion. Girona winger Savinho has been one of the breakout stars for the 2023-24 season in La Liga. The Brazilian, arriving on loan from Troyes, has been one of the key forces behind Girona's surprise title push. Given his form, potential, and the dynamism he brings to the table, Barcelona have already taken an interest in the teenage forward, especially with the club looking for a natural left-sided winger for the summer. Now, Joaquim Pereira of Sport is reporting that Barcelona have made their first move in the pursuit of Savinho, with sporting director Deco making initial contacts with his entourage. The Catalans are obliged to look for precarious talent due to their economic situation and have decided to go after a player who is owned by the City Football Group, with Manchester City understood to have plans for Savinho for the future. Savinho is aware that Barcelona have his name on the shortlist for next summer. What's more, the Blaugrana are already putting him under close scrutiny to try to determine what level he can reach in the medium term. There has already been a first contact between Deco and the professional environment of the footballer. The Barcelona director wanted to know firsthand how Savinho is adapting to La Liga, his career plan, as well as future ambitions. There was a good understanding between the two parties, who agreed to have future contacts. Barca are scouting the market for left wingers, a position that must be reinforced when the current season ends, at the request of Xavi Hernandez and his coaching staff. And it is precisely on this flying where Savinho is offering his best minutes for Girona. Versatility is one of the great weapons for the Brazilian, capable of dribbling, assisting, and getting through tight spaces, regardless of the attacking zone he occupies. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.